Hey everybody, it's Christina Daves. I changed my background a little bit for this. This is how we are all evolving. I can't sit in my office anymore, but I'm super excited to bring you my dear friend and colleague, Cindy Ashton. Cindy is an award-winning TV host and she is a presentation strategist. And Cindy and I are doing a lot of work together because we figured out that we really mesh and people get their messages across, and it all starts with storytelling. So I brought Cindy on so we can have a conversation today about, what are some techniques for good storytelling. So welcome, my friend.
Glad Hello, and everybody watching. I'm so super excited to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome. So one of the things I do when I work with clients, and we are working with some clients together, and it's really fun because I have these strategies and Cindy has these strategies and we're putting them together. But I have people do the why exercise. Why are you doing what you do? You are not, I would say 99% of people watching are not in business for money. We're not. We're in it because we can help people, we have value, and we love what we do. So uncovering that is really the basis of your story. And then you go on, after we've kind of uncovered that, then we kind of go the next steps with you, which is?
Learning how to tell your story. And one of the things I've seen from a lot of people with amazing whys, their why and their amazing story, is that they tell it in a way that doesn't show the audience to really, they just tell it as opposed to showing. And what I mean when I say show, don't tell, is you could say, yeah, one day I woke up, I broke my foot, and there was all these ugly boots, and I'm talking about Christina's story right now, and I didn't want to walk around with an ugly boot on my foot for 8 weeks, and I created this boot and ended up on the Steve Harvey show, and that's the story. So that's very factual, but that's not visually or emotionally engaging. So you always want to think about show, don't tell. Really ask yourself, what are the visual snapshots, right? So a visual snapshot for Christina's story, for example, would be, I put this boot on, and as you can imagine, it's like big and lumpy and black, and it looked like I was about to go on a construction site to go hang out with the boys and have a smoke. See how that's kind of more visual than saying, oh, I broke my foot and I had an ugly boot. And I kept saying, my brand colors are pink. I want a pink, flashy, sexy boot. Why isn't anyone doing this? And that's when my idea came to me. So you're starting to give people the visuals of it. So you want to show, don't tell.
Oh, Cindy, that's so awesome. And I always say, put yourself in the position of the reader. When you get an email, when you read a story, what are the stories you like to hear about? That. And it's funny, I was just on a podcast, and it was a video podcast, and she asked me to tell the story, and I realized I was so into the story, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm monopolizing the time. She's like, no, I want to hear more.
Yeah,
that's what people want. So you don't want to, we call it the push selling, and push, that's so passe, that's so done, right? It's like over it. So we want you to really think about your story. What is your why? And then write it out with feeling. Think of a story you would want to hear. What would you want to read in a magazine? What would you want to read in a newspaper or watch on television? They're very good at that. And that's what we really want you all to do is to do this effective storytelling so that people, potential clients, or just people in general want to engage with you and learn more about what you do.
Yeah, and when you tell that story and you add and make it more visual, people will remember you. I've been telling this crazy story about which I call the Chicago bathroom singers, and I literally see people that I haven't seen in 10 years that I don't even know who they are, but they'll come up and say, Cindy, I remember you on stage 10 years ago at this event, and I still remember when that big ass came out of the toilet. Because I could have said, hey, I was at this airport and I walked into a bathroom and I heard somebody singing. That's very factual. But I said, so here I am, I'm all slumped. When you get off the plane at 7 in the morning and you're like, half-baked, like you can actually visually see it. And all I hear is R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And then I look. And then I literally, Christina, at this point, turn around and stick my ass out at the audience, lean over with a pretend toilet brush, and I'm like, suck it to me. And all they see is my ass moving around.
Oh my God.
But because, or, you know, so if I was to say I walked in and I heard this woman singing,
right,
and she made everybody else so inspired by her singing that we sang, that's a pretty good story. But if I tell you that I saw her ass protruding from the freaking toilet stand and she's bent over and she's going, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, with the rhythm of the toilet brush, you will never forget that image.
right, ever.
I'm telling you, some people see me and they're like, suck it to me, and I know exactly
where they. But that's so important, Cindy. It's being memorable.
Yes.
And I have a similar type story. I am often asked, you know, I speak a lot. I used to speak a lot when we had conferences.
We all used to speak a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But I would always get invited back. And when I first started speaking, there was a gentleman he goes to this conference every year, and he saw me. And 2 years later, he came up to me and he said, Christina, today you were remarkable. He said, I don't remember you the first time. He said, I will never forget you. And it's because I learned to tell stories that were meaningful and impactful. So that's what, you know, Cindy and I were huge proponents of this. And now, especially with the world as it is, your messaging is so important. Your story is so important. So we're doing a lot of work together. If this resonates with you at all and you want to learn more, just set up a call. You know, go to chatwithchristina.com and I'll set up a call with me or the three of us. And we do lots of different things, lots of things we're working on. And we're lots of fun. So.
We are lots of fun. But yeah, I mean, we definitely, you know, there's a lot of times where either of us would get a client and we're like, Christina, I want to bring you in on the contract because I think this person could, if they're coached by both of us, they're going to explode.
Yeah. And you get Cindy singing. And I've been known to sing now a little bit. I've been around her too much and I can't sing. So.
That happens to everybody because I'm always going, ta-da! And then people go, hello, Cindy. And then
if nothing else, just sit down and really think about your why and your story and what stories you can tell that would engage your audience, that will get them wanting to see more of your content too. If nothing else, you know, we're not selling, but the more you tell these stories, the more relatable you become and the more people want to learn more about you and they'll look for your content. They'll sign up for your lists and they'll want to be part of your tribe. So Cindy, thank you. You are amazing.
Thank you for having me.
And you'll be seeing more videos from the two of us. So keep a lookout for them. All right. Take care, guys.